I see you guys are excited about the King of the Ring. I was excited for most of it. The men. Some bangers tonight. The ladies, not so much. The ladies got off to a rough start. The King of the Ring tournament is back. Triple H has brought the concept back after many years. And Monday Night Raw is showing you why they got some of the best pro wrestlers anywhere. Ijla Dragonov and Ricochet had the match of the night. Banger. Sheamus and Gunther once again. Banger. Jey Uso and Finn Balor. It is what it is. And the ladies. Hey man, at least we got a Liv Morgan promo on tonight's show, right? Fucking break. Anyway, guys, tonight starts a brand new week. A historic week. An epic week. We'll talk about it, because I'm coming to the venue, and I got my drink on tap. And when I get there on this Monday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show, May 6th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. Tonight is the start of the King of the Ring tournament, both for the men and the ladies, the Queen of the Ring. First ever Queen of the Ring. I'm not counting the Queen's crown under the Vince McMahon administration. I'd like to very much forget that because it was fucking terrible. And we'll go over all that happened tonight. But first, we got a $100 super chat right as we walk into the venue tonight. Jason Barker, the IWC Tribal Chief. How many fucking Tribal Chiefs are there in the IWC? Man, there's only one. There's only one. You're looking at him. Jason could be a, I don't know, what do they call below the Tribal Chief? I don't know. Somebody look it up. Jason with the $100 super chat. Hey, JD, when you listen to Liv Morgan, don't you get that same feeling you get when you accidentally step in a rain puddle of water and you get that wet sock feeling? Jason, you accurately described one of the things that I hate in life most. And that's stepping in a puddle with your shoes and your entire sock within the shoe gets soaking wet. It's awful. And that's exactly what Becky Lynch's segment was tonight. And Liv Morgan's segment. Awful. Absolutely. Yes, Jason could be the secretary, the right-hand man. The right-hand man to the Tribal Chief. Or an oos. An honorary oos, right? Jason Barker with the $100 super chat. Thank you, brother, for your generosity as always. And thank you guys for being here on the Monday Night Raw post show here, right here on OTS. The King of the Ring. The King of the Ring. I am very excited for the King of the Ring tournament to be back on WWE television. Now, we all know that Vince McMahon never liked or cared for tournaments. I don't know why. I don't know why he never brought back the King of the Ring. I would bring back the King of the Ring in a different way, but I'm lucky that we got it back, period. The King of the Ring under Vince McMahon was a half-assed job that never led to anything for those who won it. It was always a way to comically turn them into a crown or king, knight them with a cape and a crown and a scepter and have them come out and cut some fucking stupid promos for the next 6 months, doing some royalty gimmick with some fucking fake accent. That's all the King of the Ring was used for. And Zelina Vega did that when she won the Queen's Crown tournament. She came out acting all regal, waving all regal-like, and she wore the scepter and the crown and the cape. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. It was the same shit every single time. I don't think we have to worry about that in this administration. Because what we saw tonight, we got things started on the right foot, at least for the men. At least for the men. The men's side of this tournament is fucking stacked. Legitimately stacked. And that is without Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was originally slated for the tournament tonight. He was supposed to wrestle tonight against Finn Balor, and that did not happen. And they pulled him because McIntyre supposedly was not medically cleared for the tournament. Now, why is he not medically cleared? Well, the speculation is, or the report was, that McIntyre got injured at WrestleMania and is dealing with a severe hyperextended elbow. So I'm not going to zing them too hard on that. The WWE Raw roster is so deep after the draft, which tonight the roster's locked. There's no switching brands. There's no SmackDown over to Raw, no Raw over to SmackDown. The rosters are set. The rosters are locked. This was the beginning of that. No shenanigans. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso filled in for Drew McIntyre, and he wrestled Finn Balor in the opening match of the King of the Ring tournament. The men's side was great tonight. Now, originally, if you guys watch Backlash, there were 4 men's matches scheduled for tonight and 4 women's matches scheduled for tonight. WWE, late in the day, lined up the entire show, and there was only 3 men's matches scheduled for the show, and then 3 women's matches that were scheduled for the show. Zelina Vega was supposed to wrestle Shayna Baszler. That is no longer happening, or that did not happen on the show. They are saying that match, that first round match, will now take place at a WWE live event house show sometime this week. So it will not be televised. Same thing goes for the men. WWE scheduled Kofi Kingston versus Rey Mysterio tonight. That match, which I was actually interested in seeing, that match is taking place at probably the same live event house show sometime this week. So WWE did something very historic for the first time in I don't remember how long. I mean, it might have been the first time that WWE had 8 matches on Monday Night Raw, at least in the last 10 years, 15 years. Monday Night Raw is usually 6 matches, maybe 7 matches. But WWE, they really kind of overloaded their show tonight. 8 matches, 4 men's and 4 women's. They thought that legitimately they could get through the entire first round of the tournament on a 3-hour Monday Night Raw. Now, I was worried that it would come down to time constraints, things would be rushed, things would be hastily moved along, and they still felt that way because when we got Sheamus and Gunther tonight, I felt like the show just immediately rushed off the air. I felt like the match still had some legs to it. And they immediately rushed off the air after Gunther tapped Sheamus out with a single-leg Boston Crab. And then the show immediately went off the air. WWE was like a fat kid in an ice cream shop. Their eyes were bigger than their stomach. They felt like they could do 8, but they only gave us 6, which, looking back at it, was probably the better idea for WWE. At least it allowed things to breathe. At least they were allowed to put anything else on the show, like a CM Punk promo or a Becky Lynch in-ring segment, which I wish we hadn't gotten. But WWE, all in all, even minus the hiccups, I thought WWE delivered a solid first night of the King of the Ring. Now, we look forward to Friday night. I don't know how they're going to operate on Friday night because they have 1 less hour on Friday night, and they still have 8 total matches to do, 4 for the men and 4 for the women. So I wonder what they're going to do there. They may do the same thing. We may get 3 for the men and 3 for the ladies on Friday night, and then 2 taking place at a house show over the weekend. Or they may do 2 for the men and 2 for the women, and then 2 and 2 on the house show that weekend. I don't know. I thought WWE was going to release the SmackDown side of the bracket for the men and women. We didn't get that yet. Maybe we get that tomorrow. But all in all, I thought WWE started solid with the King of the Ring tournament tonight, mostly coming out of the men's bracket. Now, obviously, Ijla Dragonov and Ricochet had the best match of the night. I mean, I told you guys about Ijla Dragonov. If you don't know who Ijla Dragonov is, now you know. Now you know the physicality that he brings. Now you know the intensity that he brings. Now you know who your new favorite pro wrestler is on the roster, not named Gunther. Love it. Banger with Ricochet. And I'm sure that's not the last time we will see them in the ring together. Jey Uso versus Finn Balor proved to be a decent match. I'm not big on singles wrestler Jey Uso, but Jey Uso versus Finn Balor proved to be decent. Then we got Sheamus and Gunther, which goes without saying. You could put Gunther in a match with basically anybody, and it automatically starts at 4 stars. And I love the story that they told there, and I thought they killed it in a main event that I was very much excited for, and they delivered. Unfortunately, for the ladies, I cannot say the same thing. I cannot feel the same excitement for the ladies. Outside Natayla and IYO SKY, who I thought killed it tonight. I thought that was a very good match. I thought they brought it, and Natty showing her worth when it's time to step up in these situations. IYO is great. We all love IYO. They delivered. The other 2 matches, not so much. Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai. It was supposed to be Lyra and Asuka. Match might have been a little bit different if Asuka was in there. Asuka apparently got injured at Backlash, and she was removed from the tournament. So Dakota Kai took her place. Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. Who? Oh, Becky Mini. Okay. Lyra Valkyria, no reaction whatsoever. And the match suffered for it. And then Zoey Stark versus Ivy Nile. I mean, hand me a fucking pillow and wake me when it's over. I mean, they spent more time on the top rope trying to figure out what they wanted to do than actually in the ring entertaining us with some story. That did not happen. So the ladies' side felt a little weak tonight. But all in all, I thought tonight's show was a thumbs up. And that was the premise of tonight's show. I thought the King of the Ring was very well done. The ladies, the Queen of the Ring, not so much. I'm hoping for better on Friday night. And we had a great main event. And Ijla Dragonov and Ricochet killed it. So we'll go over everything we need to on tonight's show right here on the Monday Night Raw post on Off the Script. And I want to thank you guys very much for joining me on this Monday night. It's going to be a big week, ladies and gentlemen. Quite honestly, I'm a little nervous about tomorrow night because I'm such a perfectionist. And I want things to be right. But tomorrow night, we start the brand new era of Tuesday Night Titans. Tomorrow night, episode 47, I will be joined by the new co-host, the Solid Monster. For the first time ever, we are clashing and collaborating. And there will be wrestling talk and discussion tomorrow night. I expect everybody seated. I expect everybody with a cold beverage or 3 in your hands. And I expect you to bring the energy. I'm expecting about 6K in the venue. Easy. Easy. This will be the biggest podcast that is not an actual WWE or WCW legend. This will be the biggest podcast in the entire community on a weekly basis. Fact. And I'm excited for it, and so is he. Tomorrow night, 8:30, the brand new TNT begins. New intro will be unveiled for the first time live for everybody. And the energy from you guys is going to be very much appreciated. Interesting factoid today. I went back and forth. I am trying desperately, guys, because you know how I love quality. I take great pride in making sure everything looks great. Everything sounds great. I want the environment for you guys to feel like you're watching a fucking full-fledged production. That's where I am right now as a creator. I'm trying. And I was in touch today with several people over at Metal Blade Records. I am trying desperately to license the Signal Fire by Killswitch Engage to be the opening theme for Tuesday Night Titans. I'm trying. We stalled today. They got back to me. They provided me with an email to Killswitch Engage's band manager. I emailed him, and we stopped there. So hopefully tomorrow we resume discussions. I had to go to get the okay from the publishers, which I'm waiting clearance on. It's a big ordeal, man. Licensing music, I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal, but holy shit, man. All of the loops that I got to jump through. My goodness, man. So I'm hoping that we get the actual song. I mean, it's just going to take the intro to the next level. So I will keep you guys posted on that. But I'm excited for tomorrow night, and I hope you guys are as well. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. We are well on our way to 160,000 subscribers. This is the #1 live stream in the entire community on a weekly basis. UCY. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 2,300 in here. I only see 464 likes. What's going on, guys? Get them up. We should be at or near 1,000 likes minimum for tonight's show. Go check out today's content. I uploaded a video today. We talked about the release of Drew Gulak. We talked about the release of Gable Steveson. We talked about the shit show that was the Backlash Media Scrum where Triple H buried Fightful and PW Insider. And I gave my thoughts on the Sean Ross Sapp meltdown that was on social media, which I honestly found pathetic. The man couldn't admit he was wrong. He got the report wrong. That's all he needed to say. So if you guys want my thoughts on that and why Gable Steveson was released and why Gable Steveson failed in WWE, go check that out. Today's upload, man. Well worth your time. 30 minutes of content. Wanted to start the weekend off, or the week rather, on the right foot. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And make sure you guys get those super chats in. Super chat. Comment section is yours. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And tonight's show sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Go and finish your story and be like Cody with Blue Chew. Yes, all of Fightful cried. I quite enjoyed the meltdown. If I was a betting man, I'd say most of the Fightful staff is on some sort of medication. Clearly, there's a problem with most of them. Monday Night Raw starts off with the Judgment Day. You know, I am worried, man. You know, when the Judgment Day breaks up, I have a legit question. Is WWE going to keep Judgment Day a group but without Damian Priest? If Judgment Day breaks up, what happens to the other side by Alter Bridge? Do we not get to hear it on a weekly basis anymore? I'm genuinely concerned about this. It's easily, by far and away, the best theme song in all of WWE. I don't think I could listen to WWE television if I don't hear the sweet sounds of Miles Kennedy and Alter Bridge. Maybe they could save it for Dominic and JD McFish as they become a tag team. Maybe. But the Judgment Day made their way to the ring. This is when we first found out that Drew McIntyre was not cleared for tonight's King of the Ring match against Finn Balor, and that he would be replaced. Damian Priest is in the ring with the rest of Judgment Day. Damian Priest said fans love Jey Uso, but that doesn't matter because he's still the World Heavyweight Champion. Priest said he wanted to discuss what happened at Backlash. Finn Balor automatically interjects and says, "Big man, we apologized away from television. We're sorry for what happened at Backlash." Priest said he wanted to address something different publicly. "You guys are all good. I accept your apology." He said what happened after the match is on him because he lost his cool. He says they were just trying to help him remain champion. They did. He retained the title. And he thanked them and apologized for his behavior. He told Balor that he is his brother, and they all hugged. Yes, Damian Priest even hugged J.D. McRib. It's crazy. Usually he has a problem with McFlurry. Tonight he didn't. He loved some J.D. McCrisp tonight. It's great. Dominic got in there. He was obviously wearing his sling. He's out 6 to 8 weeks with a arm injury. He had Tommy John surgery not too long ago. Or not really surgery. I think it was reported that he didn't need the surgery, so he's just going to let it heal on its own. Priest said he's the most dominant faction, or Judgment Day rather. It's the most dominant faction in this business. And Balor is going to be the next king of the ring. Balor then says, because Drew can't wrestle, he's excited to get a bye in the tournament. and take his first step from going from Prince to King. I did like that line. I thought that was a nice, smooth line by Balor. Adam Pearce walked out and told Balor that he's not getting a first-round bye. Things don't work like that around here. Balor said, why not? Pearce said Balor doesn't run Raw. He does. He said winning the King of the Ring tournament is one of the biggest honors in WWE. So he has to earn it. He revealed his opponent in the first round will be main event Jey Uso. So we got Balor versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes out, and we get the Jey Uso entrance. Not exactly how it was in France. We've seen a couple of people in Hartford, Connecticut trying to adopt the same type of vibe as in Lyon, France. There was a couple of cell phones out with the flashlights on, and they were all bouncing up and down like Jey Uso does, but most of the audience did not get the memo. I don't know what the fuck they were waiting for. It looked kind of stupid that maybe 20% of the audience had their cell phones on, the flashlights on their cell phone on. They darkened the crowd, hoping that the audience would adopt this new aspect to Jey Uso's entrance. Meanwhile, all we see are the 20% people with their cell phone flashlights on, bouncing up and down while they darken the arena. You can't see anybody else. You either get on board or get the fuck out. Hopefully this picks up. Otherwise, it will be an epic fail. Seriously. Back to France. We wish we were. Finn Balor and Jey Uso, first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Now, I don't know if WWE had adopted the first round rules. Normally, in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, we would get 15-minute time limits. Now, I don't know if that's the case here. I do have the match times that I usually look up after the show is over. I don't know if they're adopting the first round 15-minute time limit, second round 30-minute time limit, final 60-minute time limit. I'm not sure. But I wish WWE would do that, because if there is a time limit, it certainly opens up a different aspect to the tournament. I think that adds a nice little dose of unpredictability. But I don't see WWE wanting to do a time limit draw. They could very well use it, because sometimes WWE doesn't like beating specific people. Maybe we'll see that sometime in this tournament, but I don't really think we're going to head that direction. So we got the opening round match here. It went about 14 minutes. And we go to commercial break. We come back from the commercial break. Not much was happening before the commercial break, so we'll pick it up after the break. Balor cut a Jey Uso comeback attempt off. Jey fought back with some right hands and a flying crossbody. Jey Uso's matches are all structured the same. There's really no story in the match. Super kick, crossbody, super kick, spear, yeet. I mean, I'm getting to a point where I love Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is great. I love everything about his entrance. I mean, it is the best entrance in all pro wrestling. But when we get into the match and the bell rings, I mean, Jey Uso is one of the most least dynamic performers in the entire company. Not that he's bad, but holy shit, man, at least structure the fucking match different. Every match is the fucking same. Seriously. And without the France crowd on Saturday, his match with Priest would have been very mid. Jey fought back with some right hands and a flying crossbody on Balor for 2. Balor cut him off again with a clothesline, but Jey came back with some strikes and a super kick. Balor dodged a big splash, hit a drop kick. Jey dodged a coup de grace and then hit a spear as Balor got back to his feet for a near fall. All of a sudden, Drew McIntyre, he came through the crowd and tried to distract Jey Uso because he was upset that Jey took his spot in the King of the Ring tournament. But it was Adam Pearce who chose Jey Uso for that spot. Jey Uso didn't automatically take that spot on his own. It was Adam Pearce. Balor applied a schoolboy for a 2 count and quickly follows up with a sling blade. Jey cut him off with another spear, and that was basically it for the 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso advances to the second round, and he defeats Finn Balor tonight in the opening match on Monday Night Raw. McIntyre he was greeted with CM Punk chants. He entered the ring, and Jay bailed immediately as soon as McIntyre got into the ring. Match wasn't bad. Can't really sit here and physically tell you that a Finn Balor match is a bad match. Balor's always quality. But when you're in there with Jey Uso, I mean, it's always the same thing no matter who the opponent is. It was just a bunch of signature moves, and then we got the outcome because Jey lost on Saturday. I didn't really see him losing here on Monday. They put him in the tournament, and as soon as they announced him for the tournament, I expected him to go to the semifinals. Just like if McIntyre was in there, McIntyre was certainly beating Balor, and McIntyre would be in the second round. So Jey took McIntyre's spot, so it's basically the same thing. They just plugged Jey in there for McIntyre and gave you the same result. So Jey Uso advances to the second round. He now awaits the winner of Ricochet and Ijla Dragonov in the second round. Moving on with the rest of the show. Drew was backstage because he was obviously upset that he was pulled from the King of the Ring tournament. He was complaining to Adam Pearce about putting Jey in the match to take his spot. Pearce says he was protecting Drew's arm. Drew says listen, I could have taped it up. We're like men. Tape it up, you go out there and go to war. Drew then said, screw you, I'm sick of this bullshit. So he gets in a very fancy sports car, and we saw another mystery code flashed on the screen, another QR code for Uncle Howdy and the new Wyatt family that rumored is coming. The new rumored Wyatt family. Listen to this. The new speculation is the new Wyatt family is Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy from NXT, Dexter Lumis, and Nikki Cross. I like it. I like it a lot. How they're introduced, when they're introduced, where they're introduced, I don't know. But I like the makeup of it. We'll see what happens. Screw you, I'm sick of this bullshit. So he leaves, speeds off, leaves the parking garage, and as he's leaving, Punk then arrived in a retro Z28 sports car. Yellow. Gets out. Pearce told Punk he just missed Drew because Punk asks, where's Drew? Punk asked Pearce to have the production team play his music because he had something to say to the live audience. Now, CM Punk was locked at Titan Tower, or locked inside Titan Tower for the last 48 hours, which is all documented on social media. He walked past Chad Gable and his crew. Looked like Chad Gable was scolding the Alpha Academy. Heel Gable is in full effect. He then fist bumped Gable, and Gable smiled and offered him a fist bump back. The camera followed Punk all the way through the back, all the way through Gorilla. We did indeed see Triple H sitting with the headset, trying to hide himself, but we saw him. And he walks through Gorilla, walks out through the curtain, and we saw the camera angle from behind CM Punk, overlooking the crowd. Loved it. Fire entrance. The production team in WWE, with these types of backstage shots, kind of letting you peek behind the curtain a little bit, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Just offers a different take on the show, man. Instead of going through the norm every single week. Same formula every single week. I love it. It's the best thing about the new administration, man. That little slight change to production. Freshening it up a little bit. So Punk is out in the ring. CM Punk looks great. No arm in a sling. He's not wrapped up. Looks like he's healing faster than anticipated, which is a great thing. Can't wait to see that man back in the ring. Punk says, it's good to be alive on a Monday night in Hartford, Connecticut. He apologized for showing up late. Said he got locked in the headquarters in Stamford, and he just got out a few hours ago. I don't know if this is a storyline or if this was just WWE having fun with Punk, being that he was on the Backlash pre-show. I have no idea. He said he drove there to get in a fight with Drew, but apparently Drew McIntyre has left the building. Drew told everyone to send, or Punk rather, told Drew and everybody that he was going to get messages on social media. Told everyone to send Drew McIntyre messages on Twitter that he has arrived in the building. Where did he go? He said if Drew isn't a coward, he'd turn his car right around and return to the building. Punk then threatened to hold the show hostage until Drew showed up. He asked if he could tell them his story in the meantime. He said in the Royal Rumble, Drew DDT'd him so hard that when he tried to block the move, he tore his tricep off the bone. He says he was heartbroken and he thought Drew ruined his WrestleMania dreams. He said he had a good cry, got the surgery, it was a good surgery, and realized that Drew didn't ruin anything. Everybody said Drew ruined my WrestleMania dreams. No, Drew McIntyre didn't ruin anything. He said he merely delayed his WrestleMania moment. He called himself a 5-tool player and called Drew just a tool. Punk said Drew McIntyre prayed for him to be injured. He said he picked a very personal fight with the pettiest man on the roster, maybe the pettiest man on earth. He said Drew is a hater who hates the way he looks and walks and talks. He said Drew, though, tries to be CM Punk. He said it dawned on him that maybe Drew hates himself. He says he's a choke artist. And he made a reference to being a different kind of choke artist, apparently alluding to the Jack Perry incident where he choked out Jack Perry at All In. He says he's going to break Drew's face and then break his heart. He said the fact that he hasn't shown up yet tells him that Drew fears CM Punk. Now, I've seen a couple people saying, well, is JD gonna call out CM Punk for mentioning Jack Perry? No, I'm not. Do you want to know why? Because the crowd in Stamford, Connecticut, or Hartford, Connecticut, wherever the fuck they were tonight, they met the comment with a bunch of crickets. Do you want to know why? Because nobody gives a shit about Jack Perry. Any more questions? CM Punk didn't show any footage. CM Punk didn't allude to anything else but a mere choke. He could have been alluding to Mickey Gall choking him out. Who knows? Now, but everybody wants to go play the Jack Perry card, man. Yeah, there you go, man. There's the Jack Perry card right there. Give me a fucking break. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody in this crowd knows who the fuck Jack Perry is. Give me a break. That's the way the promo ended. So the fact that he hasn't shown up tells him that Drew McIntyre fears CM Punk. This promo could have been a little bit better, man. I don't really feel like the crowd cared all that much for the context and the substance of this promo. I felt like it was a little long-winded. I felt like it would have been better if McIntyre was there to combat CM Punk via the promo. I think right now we're getting to a point where the jabs back and forth are running a little stale. Not that I'm not interested. I think it's still the hottest thing on Monday Night Raw, but I didn't really think this promo from Punk hit the way the others have hit. I thought it was a little long-winded. You know, he went 5 minutes with this promo. It got to be 5 minutes because he mentioned to Pat McAfee last week, I told you I was going to come in under the 5 minutes and 29 seconds it took McIntyre to lose the championship. I think Punk was probably best served to remain under the 5 minute and 29 second mark. Because I felt like the more he just added on, the more he talked, I felt the less effective it was. So maybe we can correct that ship next time. I'm ready for these two to fight. I'm ready for these two to be healthy. I'm ready to see the match. He then said, listen, he at the end of this, he said this off the microphone. He didn't say this in front of the live audience. He may show up to Clash at the Castle in Scotland and surprise Drew McIntyre when he doesn't realize. He may jump out of a bowl of haggis, he said. I mean, is that CM Punk alluding to the match happening at Clash of the Castle? I predicted McIntyre to win the King of the Ring tournament and cash in his title match against Damian Priest at Clash of the Castle. Now we may be looking at Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at Clash of the Castle. I think WWE is banking on CM Punk being back for that show. Maybe. That would be great, because the sooner he's back on television and the sooner this feud can get kicked off, the better. Kathy Kelly interviewed Ricochet. He was backstage. She asked Ricochet about facing the Mad Dragon, Ijla Dragonov. First time ever tonight. He said tonight is the first step in defining a legacy for himself within the King of the Ring tournament. Braun Strowman showed up and hugged him and says it was good to see him after being away for so many months. Braun says it's good to be home. Kathy Kelly asked Braun why he interjected himself in the Judgment Day business. He said he can't stand bullies, and he's always going to stand up for what's right against the bullies. Really now? Really? That's real cute, Braun Strowman. He's standing up against the bullies. It's funny that he mentioned that while Braun Strowman is the biggest bully of them all. Quite the hypocrite is Braun Strowman. He told Ricochet to go get him in the tournament. I remember vividly that Braun Strowman told me on social media 4 years ago, why don't you go eat your Hot Pockets in your mother's basement? While he bullied me online. Remember that, Braun? I do. Sure you don't. Braun's the biggest bully of them all. I don't even eat Hot Pockets. They're fucking terrible. IYO SKY. She went one-on-one with Natayla. First match on the ladies' side for the Queen of the Ring tournament. This was, by far and away, the best women's match of the night. I thought these two ladies delivered big time. Didn't need to go and overstay its welcome. It didn't need to go 15, 20 minutes. I thought what they did in the 10 minutes that they were given was great stuff. Pat McAfee mentioned that tomorrow would have been Owen Hart's birthday. And I do believe Natayla was wearing Owen Hart or an Owen Hart homage on her ring gear. So, happy birthday to Owen Hart, one of the greatest of all time. I thought these two ladies killed it. Now, I didn't think Natayla was going to advance to the second round. I don't really see the need for Natayla to advance in the tournament. But I will say this, man. Even though Natayla is as boring as watching paint dry, she is a great wrestler. And the value that Natayla brings to the division. You want a great match, you put Natayla in there. You want a challenger for a middle-of-the-road feud, you put Natayla in there. She always delivers. I'm not really all that fond of her. I think the character's kind of stale. I think she's been boring for the most part. But what she delivers when she's in there is excellent, always. One of the best, if not one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. Now, she was in there with IYO, who I feel is everybody's odds-on favorite to win the Raw side of this tournament. And I thought they delivered big time. Natayla hit a superplex after we get back from a commercial break. She goes for a cover on IYO, gets a 2 count. She fought out of a crossface, but IYO followed up with a double foot stomp and a drop kick for a 2. They traded reversals until Natayla hit a sit-out powerbomb for a 2, which looked great. Excellent. Natayla then applied a sharpshooter, but IYO SKY quickly countered and drove her into the bottom turnbuckle, which Sky followed up with a Meteora in the corner. And then up to the top for the over-the-moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. Very good stuff for the TV time that they were given. And IYO SKY advances to the second rounds of the tournament. After the match, Dakota Kai, she got on the microphone, and I honestly thought that this was Dakota's best promo. She didn't stutter. She was very intense. She was very direct, and she sounded great. I don't really take Dakota Kai for a great promo, but I thought she very much delivered and some with this promo. She said that they're on Raw now, and they are putting everybody on notice in the women's division. She said when Becky Lynch is done with Liv Morgan, they will take everything from her. And threw the microphone down. She also alluded that she will be taking Asuka's place in the tournament, and she will be wrestling Lyra Valkyria later tonight. Now, I am not really all that keen on another Becky Lynch versus Damage Control story, because we've been there and done that. Please, for the love of God, move on. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. But you could see where they're going. They're going to pair up Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria against Damage Control. Oh, man, I can't wait to see the same fucking feud with different faces. Just insert Lyra and have her fill in for Bianca. Fucking Christ, man. Nobody gives a shit. Move on. Come up with something new. That's what we got to look forward to when Becky drops this fucking title to Mid-Morgan. Michael Cole threw it to a video package on the Mad Dragon, Ijla Dragonov. Hopefully Tony Khan was watching. He could take a pointer or two from what Paul Levesque is doing here. Video packages. Do you see how important and imperative they are for the audience to know who the fuck they're watching? Doesn't take that much effort, bro. Dragunov said there is no pain anyone can inflict on him that he hasn't consumed himself. Footage aired of him going through hard workouts. He said, hell feels like home. Good stuff. Ricochet. He goes one-on-one with Ijla Dragonov for the first time ever. This was the one match I was looking forward to most. Now, this match went over 15 minutes. It actually hit the 17-minute mark, so I'm assuming there is no time limits. I would have absolutely put a time limit on this thing. Honestly, I wouldn't have had this match go to a time limit draw, but I think the 15-minute time limit would best be served for WWE's King of the Ring. Just me. We'll pick it up after the break. This was great shit. This actually went through 2 commercial breaks. They went to a break about 90 seconds in. They keep hyping up WWE Speed on YouTube, or not YouTube, on X. This is an X exclusive. Ricochet is the WWE Speed champion. What the fuck is that? It's a show where the matches don't go over 3 minutes. Good luck with that. It's already peaked. I watched 1 week, and I seen all I needed to see. Like a Jade Cargill match. I saw everything I needed to see. We come back after the first commercial break, which was about 90 seconds in. Ricochet tried to moonsault off the apron, but Dragunov caught him and hit a release German suplex that flipped Ricochet onto the mat face first. Great stuff. Dragunov followed with a springboard dropkick for a 2. Ricochet finds himself up top with Dragunov, hits a Hurricanrana off the top, and consecutive suicide dives. Now, there was 3 dives in total here. 1 towards the commentator booth. Dragunov is still stumbling on his feet. He didn't go down. He's bouncing around on the outside. He's leaning up against the barricade. So then Ricochet dives hard camera side, and he nails Dragunov with another dive. Dragunov is still up. He's bouncing around on the outside. He walks all the way over to the entrance ramp where Ricochet does a dive over the top rope and takes Dragunov out. Now, the difference with this dive was it wasn't through the ropes like the other 2 were, but there was this beautiful aerial camera shot of Ricochet just diving over the top rope, kind of twisting in midair and landing the dive on Dragunov. Excellent looking shot. Loved it. And a great spot for Ricochet as well. We go to a second commercial break, and I find myself complaining on my couch. Out of all the fucking matches, you got to go through 2 commercial breaks for this match. After the second break, we get back. Dragunov hits a leaping senton off the top for a 2. My God, was this senton brutal. Holy shit. Absolutely devastating. Flush right on Ricochet's chest. Dragunov followed with some chops, but Ricochet countered with a super kick. They trade kicks back and forth until Ricochet hits a Finlay roll and a lion salt for a 2. Dragunov responded with a running knee strike. Ricochet hits a poison rana. Ricochet tried for another lion salt, but Dragunov knocked him out of midair with an uppercut. Kind of reminded me of the Adam Cole Ricochet spot from NXT Black and Gold all those years ago. Dragunov hits the H-bomb, which is basically the opponent's laying on the mat, and he delivers a flying elbow where he comes down on top of you, delivering the elbow strike. Vicious stuff. Then he went for Torpedo Moscow, but Ricochet countered with a recoil. Ricochet went up top, but Dragunov brought him down with a superplex. Dragunov hits one more H-bomb. He falls right on top of Ricochet, covers him 1, 2, 3, and Ijla Dragonov wins his debut match on Monday Night Raw as a full-fledged member of the roster, defeats Ricochet, and advances to the second round, where he now meets Jey Uso in the King of the Ring semifinals. I am not having Jey Uso go over Dragunov at all. I'm putting Dragunov in the finals. Seriously. If we don't get Dragunov and Gunther in the finals, I think we're going to riot. Not really, but that should honestly be the finals. Dragunov shook hands with Ricochet after the match. They will inevitably meet again. They are on the same show for the rest of the year. This was great shit. This match is exactly what the King of the Ring tournament is all about. This is the type of match that needs to be in the King of the Ring tournament. Fully embodies what the King of the Ring tournament should be. Loved it. Match of the night. Hands down. And Dragunov is going to be a fucking beast. Dragunov is going to be the workhorse of Monday Night Raw, as you saw in this match. And if he's not already your favorite wrestler, he will be. Mark my words. Jackie Redmond interviewed Sheamus. He's going one-on-one with Gunther in the main event. Backstage, she asked Sheamus about Gunther. She asked how he prepared. He said what people might not know is all the medical procedures he's gone through to get back to WWE. He said King Gunther would be unbearable. He said at WrestleMania they had a banger, and they've had banger after banger. He says he's going to kick his ass, finally, and win the King of the Ring tournament to become High King. If Sheamus won the tournament, I would not mind. But he's not winning the tournament, and clearly he's not going to win the tournament because he lost. But I appreciate his confidence. Ivy Nile. She went one-on-one with Zoey Stark. This was certainly a match. This match went 5 minutes. Not really much to this. Hartford, Connecticut was the opposite of what France was. Dead silent. Nobody cared. Don't know why they really put Zoey Stark and Ivy Nile together when they realistically are two women that have not really been given a good creative treatment. Ivy Nile has had a couple of big spots here and there, but nothing really for the fans to invest their time into her. Zoey Stark, the same thing. I mean, she's been in this dead tag team with Shayna Baszler. How do you expect these women to float if all you've done with them is sync them with terrible creative? Then you expect a reaction and you expect emotion going into this match? Couldn't wait for this fucking match to be over as soon as the bell rung. Ivy Nile hits a delayed vertical suplex early on. Good power spot for someone like her. She's small, she's tiny, so she gets to show off her power. Zoey Stark came back with a springboard dropkick. Nile hit a bulldog off the top rope after the two looked to lock up and tussle on the top rope for what looked to be forever. Ivy Nile finally hits the bulldog off the top. Zoey hits a sliding kick for a 2 count. Stark knocked Nile off the top again. And as she gets Ivy Nile up, she hits the reverse suplex and a Z360, her finish for the 1, 2, 3. Two ladies that have zero charisma. In a King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring tournament, quarterfinal match, Zoey Stark won. At least they got the winner right. Zoey is in the semifinals. Next. Nobody cares. Braun Breaker. He approached Adam Pearce in the back. And he wants to know why he's not in the King of the Ring tournament. That's a very good question. I have the same fucking question, Adam Pearce. Braun Breaker approached Adam Pearce. He wanted to know why he wasn't in the King of the Ring tournament. Adam Pearce said, that's a very good question. Let's go talk about it in my office. And Braun Breaker walks away disgusted into the distance. He goes to Adam Pearce's office, and Adam Pearce basically follows him in there. He needs a drink. So do I. After watching Ivy Nile and Zoey Stark, I need 2 drinks. Seriously. Braun Breaker, I think the reason why they didn't put him in the tournament is because they don't want, he's not winning it, number one, and they don't want to beat him. So just piece that together. They don't want to beat Braun Breaker yet. They want to keep him dominant. They want to build him up as a legit force on Monday Night Raw, and they're going to do that. By putting him in the King of the Ring tournament, you're going to have to put that to a stop and have him lose, unless you want him to win the whole thing. Because right now, they probably got other plans for the King of the Ring tournament, which probably are looking more and more like Gunther getting handed that crown in Saudi Arabia. R-Truth. More lame comedy here by R-Truth. R-Truth's comedy hasn't really been hitting as of late. He introduced local UConn college coach to Adam Pearce. I don't know his name, nor do I care because I don't watch college sports. It's the most boring thing on planet Earth. The Miz joined, and they did a bit where Miz explained that they can't defend the tag team championships against the UConn Huskies because they're not a wrestling team, they're a basketball team. They're not wrestlers, they're a basketball team. Lame comedy, which resulted in Adam Pearce telling everybody that he needs a drink because of the sheer stupidity of R-Truth and The Miz. J.D. McFish and Balor were backstage. Balor apologized to McDonough and Damian Priest. McDonough said he probably wasn't 10% after what happened with Braun Strowman last week. Priest said McRib is going to take care of him. So they are throwing him to the wolves and want J.D. McFlurry to take care of Braun Strowman. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Dominic and Carlito. Carlito Cool. They walked in. Priest confronted Carlito and said, whoa, what are you doing here? He said, last year, a year to the day, you cost me my dream in Puerto Rico against Bad Bunny, and I'm never going to forgive you. Carlito said, that's the past, and now the Judgment Day rule Raw, and that's cool. Carlito said, all right, here's the deal. Carlito proposed they scratch each other's backs. You do me a favor, I do you a favor. Priest told Dominic, get him out of here. I don't want to see this guy anywhere. You're looking for friends. You're not going to find friends here in the Judgment Day. Get out. So J.D. McCafe, he looked worried and then asked Priest, what do you mean about Braun Strowman? It means you're going to be one-on-one with Braun Strowman. You're going to be fed to the monster among men. McCrisp. Go have a McNugget, clown. Michael Cole called this guy a human-sized Funko Pop. It's nice to know. Don't know why he gets continuously ragged on, but I guess I'm not really helping the cause if I'm calling him every fucking McDonald's item on the dollar menu. It's our thing. Triple H took away all of our fucking jokes, man. I can't do Pete Dunne anymore. I can't do Raquel Perez anymore. At least we got the Strowman Express back. I could add that one back to the list of jokes. Omos is not on television. I can't do the mighty Omos anymore. What are you doing to me, Paul? Go I'll have a McNugget. Barbecue sauce is the side, please. Or the sweet and sour. I was more of a sweet and sour guy, I think. Either way, it's shit. Couldn't pay me to fucking eat McDonald's nowadays. Chad Gable. He went one-on-one with Bronson Reed. This match really wasn't a match. It was more of a setup to lead to a post-match attack, which then led to an announcement that the Intercontinental title is on the line in Saudi Arabia. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. So we got both guys getting an entrance here. Imagine Chad Gable going 2 minutes in a match on Monday Night Raw. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. So they rushed through some big moves, which you could tell they rushed right to a big power move and something was going to happen here. So we got Gable delivering Chaos Theory to Bronson Reed. Then this sick motherfucker tried for a Spanish fly. I think he was looking for a Spanish fly or a Gable slam or something off the top rope. It looked nasty. It took a big bump off the top rope. So all of a sudden, Sami Zayn came from the crowd and attacked Gable, ran in, attacked Gable, and caused the DQ, which gave Chad Gable the victory over Bronson Reed. So they traded some spots until Reed laid both of them out. And Bronson Reed is eyeing the Intercontinental Championship. So Sami cleared the ring of Reed. Gable gave Sami a German suplex. Sami gave Gable an explorer in the corner. He went for the Helluva kick. Bronson Reed caught him off, gave him a Uranage. He then gave Gable a Uranage, and that was basically it for this match. Reed got backstage. Adam Pearce told him to control himself. What the fuck do you call what you did out there? Bronson Reed says, you know what to do. If you want control, you got to do what needs to be done. All I care about is that Intercontinental Championship. And then the match was made. We got a triple threat match in Saudi Arabia. Should be a banger. Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title at King of the Ring. Nicely done. We got another video package here, man. Oh, man, somewhere Tony Khan is sweating, man. Now he's got to add 2 video packages on Dynamite. We got a video package on Lyra Valkyria. Who? Mini Becky, you tell. She's a mini Becky. Okay, Lyra Valkyria. Okay, I'll peep Lyra. She said she got drafted to Raw, and this was an incredible opportunity for her, and she's going to show that she's the very best as she enters this new phase of her career. Lyra Valkyria. Gunther was backstage. He says he doesn't care about the bangers, but rather he wants to show what he is best at. I'm already the general of the ring, and soon to be your king of the ring. You tell him, Chief. There's nobody else in that tournament that is deserving to win it. Gunther, King Gunther. It's a nice ring to it. Man, we're already an hour 3, man. I'm flying through this review. Ridiculous. There really wasn't much on this show. Now that I'm looking back at it and I'm reading the notes. Not much happened here, huh? I guess that's what happened when you get a lot of wrestling. Michael Cole sat middle of the ring and introduced Becky Lynch. Becky walked out to the ring. There was 2 chairs in the middle of the ring. Michael Cole was sitting in one. Becky Lynch sat in the other. All of a sudden, we see a picture of Becky from this past Saturday's Kentucky Derby and the ridiculous outfit that she was wearing. She had this UFO-style hat that she was wearing. It looked very Illuminati-ish. It did. I don't know, but it was fucking weird. I don't know who dresses like that, walks out of the house and thinks that they look good. It's not really a fashion statement when you're wearing something that hideous. You look fucking ridiculous. You look like a clown. Fans kind of groaned at the picture of Becky's ridiculous outfit. And Michael Cole went on and on about, what are you wearing there? What type of hat is that? Where'd you get the hat? What are you wearing? Becky's like, I got it off Etsy. Maybe we should stop shopping on Etsy. Michael Cole eventually said, well, whatever it is, you pulled it off. Cole then asked about the new women that came over to Monday Night Raw via the draft. He asked who she's looking forward to facing. Becky said there is some newness in the air. She said she welcomes the new competition. She said when she arrived on Raw 9 years ago and wanted to be a difference maker, she looked at the roster. And she was confident in herself. She brought up Alba Fire, Ijla Dawn, Kiana James, Lyra Valkyria. Who? Lyra Valkyria. I got it, man. Lyra Valkyria. She said she wouldn't trust Kiana James, but she would trust Valkyria. Of course, because she's from Dublin. Michael Cole brought up that they're both from Ireland, and they both battled for the NXT Women's title at one point. Michael Cole said Zelina Vega is on Raw now, and she's the first ever Queen of the Ring. I don't think we need to remember that, Michael Cole. Zelina Vega may be the worst Queen of the Ring ever. Michael Cole asked about her last month, which was bittersweet. He noted that she had strep throat when she lost to Rhea Ripley. Becky said the better woman won that night, and it'll haunt her that she couldn't overcome the odds. She said 2 weeks later, she outlasted 14 other women to become the champion. All of a sudden, Mid Morgan walks to the ring. Unfortunately, she's got a microphone in her hand. And she starts yelling into the microphone, blah, 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 blah. She mocked all the topics that they were talking about, including Becky's ridiculous outfit at the Kentucky Derby. She said she's tired of being underestimated. Then she starts listing her accomplishments. She took credit for taking Rhea Ripley out. She said it literally blows her mind that she still can't get respect from Becky. Becky said, well, you didn't let me finish. She said she'll get a title match at the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. She said Liv has accomplished a lot, but she's never defeated Becky Lynch. Liv said she figured out what she's been missing all along, which is a purpose. And now that she has her purpose, she knows she can finally beat Becky and become the new Women's World Champion. I understand Liv Morgan has her fans. I understand you guys wanted Liv Morgan in a story. You may end up getting Liv as the women's champion. If she don't win the women's championship from Becky Lynch, I don't know. There may be suicide watches going on around the Liv Morgan community. Seriously. Either that or Johnson & Johnson will be sold out nationwide of Kleenex. But holy shit, is Liv Morgan a terrible, terrible, terrible promo. She is one of the worst promos in the entire company. I don't know what it is about Liv. The way she projects words, I don't get it. It doesn't sound good. The way she projects words, her cadence, her delivery is so fucking bad. It's almost as if she should not cut a promo, period. Seriously. I can't stand when she speaks. It's almost, it's not really yelling, but it's like an octave below yelling. Everything is just the same tone. It's so unnaturally fucking cringe. I can't really, it's so difficult to describe. Honestly. It's unnatural. It's not how a human being should speak. It's not how a human being shows emotion. Real emotion, anyway. She sounds like fucking AI. She sounds like, I'm going to call her Chat GPT Morgan. It's exactly what she sounds like. She sounds like an AI bot out there. We got to fix that. If you want to be the women's champion, we got to fix that immediately. This promo, this segment was the drizzling fucking shits. The drizzling shits. We're out here talking about fucking Becky's hat at the Kentucky Derby. I don't give a fuck what you're wearing. I don't. You wasted valuable television time to talk about some ridiculous looking outfit that made Becky look like a fucking moron. Only freakazoids thought she looked good. Then we spent another 5 minutes talking about the rest of the women's roster. I don't give a shit what Becky thinks of the women's roster. I don't. Worry about what Becky's got to do next and who her next title defense is going to be against. Then we get Liv Morgan out there cutting a promo that makes everyone's ears bleed. We wasted valuable television time that could have gone to Natayla and IYO SKY. Valuable television time where we could have afforded Gunther and Sheamus an extra 3 minutes so they didn't have to rush off the fucking air. Absolutely fucking brutal. Brutal. We're going from Becky Lynch to Liv Morgan, man. I can't wait for Rhea Ripley to get back. Have fun with Mid Morgan being your women's champion. She's going to be able to cut promos like that. This title reign's already going to be a fucking failure. How can we have a women's champion if I don't believe in a fucking thing she's saying? Dakota Kai and Liv Morgan, or actually Dakota Kai came out there and said Liv is getting a title shot she did nothing to earn. But I thought the whole Nia Jax Liv Morgan match last week was to prove that she did earn a title shot. Maybe Dakota took the night off. They surrounded the ring, did damage control. Dakota says they wanted to remind them who really runs Monday Night Raw. Oh, I thought that was Judgment Day's gimmick. Liv and Becky stood back to back. It looked like Liv and Becky were going to be buddy-buddy at least against the common enemy. All of a sudden, Liv rolled out of the ring and left Becky all alone. Liv laughed and stated that this is not her problem. So she's no longer Mid Morgan or Liv Morgan. She's Leave Morgan. Get it? Leave Morgan. She left. Damage control swarmed Becky Lynch. Lyra Who? Oh, hey, Becky 3.0, man. It's great. Yeah, Lyra Valkyria. There she is. There she is. Lyra Valkyria ran out, gave Liv a dirty look on the way out as she ran out down the aisleway. What are you doing? She says. She then got in the ring, and she helped Becky Lynch rid of damage control. Oh, man, that's so great, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for Becky to lose the championship, and then we get Becky and Becky 2.0 against damage control, man. What a great angle, man. Wow, what a refreshing angle. Like, we didn't fucking see that one before. Here we are praising the draft. Triple H rectified some of the problems that the women's division had on Monday night. Oh, man, they added depth to the Monday Night Raw women's division. Yeah, let's go back and do the same fucking angle that we saw for 18 months on Friday night. Just plug in Lyra and get rid of Bianca Belair and Bayley. Jesus fucking Christ. I know what I'm going to be changing the channel when that comes on with. Holy shit. Moving on. Jackie Redmond interviewed Sami Zayn backstage. Sami has an issue with Gable. Should have ended. His issue with Gable should have ended after he beat him in Montreal. So Bronson Reed is coming at him for the title. So the only way this ends is with a triple threat match in Saudi Arabia. He intensely said he will walk out still the Intercontinental Champion. He may not. I have no idea. Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. And she's all over this fucking show. Queen of the Ring first round match. This match went about 8 minutes. They went to a picture-in-picture commercial break for the new Planet of the Apes movie, which was an actual 30-second picture-in-picture break. They go to a real commercial break about 2 minutes later. Well, man, you really want me to care about Lyra Valkyria, but you took 2 commercial breaks in her match, man, which only went 8 minutes. Great. So most of it, we only seen 4 minutes of it. Come back from the commercial break. Lyra's on offense. Some big strikes, a big flying crossbody, a fisherman suplex for 2. Lyra is draped over the middle rope, and Dakota Kai hits a nasty-looking stomp. Lyra's face went right into the mat. Dakota followed up with a running kick in the corner. Kai missed the GTK, but followed up with a scorpion kick. Lyra countered Dakota's next move into what she calls the Nightwing, which was very sloppily delivered. Her finish for the 1, 2, 3. The Nightwing. Wasn't that Darkwing Duck's fucking plane? The Nightwing? What is that? She taking influence from Darkwing Duck, Lyra Valkyria? Let me find out. Let me find out Lyra is a Darkwing Duck enthusiast, man. Seriously. How many of you guys remember Darkwing Duck, huh? God damn, it makes me feel fucking old. Holy shit. Nobody cared. The crowd was dead for this match. Nobody knows who Lyra is yet, which goes to show you nobody gives a fuck about what happens on NXT. Nobody's watching NXT. None of this audience is watching NXT. Dakota Kai, no heat. Just a heatless match. Just a heatless match. Lyra wins, right outcome, and she advances to the second round. Kofi Kingston cut a promo. He's in the King of the Ring tournament. Xavier Woods, who won the last King of the Ring, is not. Kofi Kingston's in the locker room. He will wrestle Rey Mysterio on a house show. He says Gunther knocked Xavier out of the tournament with his attack on his leg last week. At least we got an explanation. He said if Gunther advances, he can't wait to face him and give him what he deserves. He said he has to get past Rey Mysterio first, whom he has a ton of respect for. Now, the winner of this match gets to wrestle Gunther in the second round. It doesn't matter if it's Rey, 619, Booyaka, Rey Mysterio. Doesn't matter if it's Rey Mysterio or Kofi Kingston. Nobody is getting past. It looks like Gunther has, you might as well give Gunther a bye into the finals, honestly. But if I was to choose one guy to win this match, I'm going with Rey Mysterio. We've seen Kofi and Gunther before. I would rather go with the fresh match of Rey Mysterio versus Gunther. Gunther advances to the finals. Then Ijla Dragonov versus Jey Uso. I would say Judgment Day factors into that, or Drew McIntyre factors into that. Dragonov wins. We get Gunther versus Dragonov in the finals. That's my prediction. I don't know who is on the SmackDown side. I don't. I could tell you who my prediction for the SmackDown King of the Ring would be, but we don't have any names in that tournament. Main event time. Gunther. He's out there with Ludwig Kaiser. One-on-one against Sheamus in the final. This was a great match. Was it better than what they previously delivered? No. How could it be when there's 2 fucking commercial breaks? Well, man, oh man, did they get plenty of time to tell their story. Gunther defeated Sheamus in 21 minutes. They gave these guys 20 minutes, as they should. Anything less would be criminal. You know, for all the body shaming that people did on Sheamus, man, he's starting to look really fucking ripped again, huh? He promised you guys he'd lose the weight. He told you guys he came back early because they wanted him back before the draft. And now there he is putting in the work. He's starting to look like his old self again. So we go to a quick commercial break. They were repeatedly smacking each other very hard on the chest. I mean, Sheamus's chest was already red within minutes of this match. So Sheamus eventually got the better of Gunther ahead of the commercial break. After the break, Gunther chopped Sheamus in the back. You physically saw sweat flying off of Sheamus. What a brutal shot, man. Holy shit. Gunther tried a rest hold. They zoomed in on Sheamus's back. You could see Gunther's hand mark on Sheamus's white skin. Ridiculous. Sheamus fought back with a backbreaker. Gunther responded with a clothesline for 2. Sheamus hit white noise for a 2. He hits a power slam. He goes for another cover. He gets a 2 count. Sheamus then hit 17 beats on the turn or on the ropes on Gunther. He tries for a bro kick. Gunther dodges the bro kick. Gunther distracted the referee while Kaiser dropkicked Sheamus in the knee. Sheamus tried for a big boot. He tried for the bro kick. He got caught up in the ropes. It was a situation where he could probably get out of the ropes himself and untie himself, but Kaiser came over and wrapped his leg even further in the ropes where he couldn't move. And then Gunther had the referee distracted. He attacked Sheamus in the knee, which became the story of the match. Referee figured out what had happened here because Kaiser was very sloppy with him attacking. He saw Kaiser attack, so he kicked Kaiser out. Or Kaiser was kicked out of the ringside area. Goodbye. So now we're down to a one-on-one match. We go to a commercial break. Gunther smashed Sheamus' knee against the ring post during the break, held a leg lock when they came back. Sheamus fought to his feet, but Gunther kicked his leg out. Gunther ripped Sheamus' knee pad off and then continued to target the knee and the leg. Sheamus came back with a big clothesline and a great-looking lifting knee strike, which he did go for cover on. He got a 2 count. Sheamus once again went for the bro kick, but his knee gave out. Gunther took advantage of Sheamus falling down. Hits a power bomb on Sheamus for a 2 count. Gunther then applied the half crab on Sheamus, but Sheamus quickly got to the rope and broke the hold. Gunther then was going to the top rope. I believe he was going for the big splash. Sheamus cut him off. He takes Gunther off the top rope and hits the Celtic Cross, Razor's Edge, for a 2. Gunther then comes back, hits a German suplex on Sheamus, but Sheamus no-sold it, popped up, hit another knee strike, followed by the bro kick, but the knee gave out after the bro kick. He couldn't make the cover. He did eventually make the cover, but he took too long and Gunther kicked out. So the story of the match was that knee that Gunther was working on. Gunther then applied the half crab. It almost looked like they had to go home because they were running out of time. I was looking at my fucking watch, and we got 11 o'clock hitting the clocks. I'm like, this is either going for a 5-minute overrun or we're getting this shit cut off middle of the match. They went right to the ending. Gunther applied the half crab. Sheamus in the middle of the ring. He tried to drag himself to the ropes, but he eventually succumbed to the half crab, and he tapped out to Gunther. And they were battling against the clock here. The show ended very abruptly. As soon as Gunther released the hold, got up to celebrate, Michael Cole quickly signed this off, and Monday Night Raw went off the air. Match was great. I just wish they had, like, at least another 90 seconds, 3 minutes or so that they didn't have to rush off the air after such a great match. But the right outcomes tonight for the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring. Right outcomes. Jey Uso beat Finn Balor. Drew McIntyre replaced by Jey Uso. McIntyre was inevitably going to beat Balor, so they just plugged Jey Uso in there, and they went with that outcome. Jey Uso is in the second round. He's going one-on-one with Dragonov, and Gunther is going to wrestle the winner of Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio. I'm predicting Rey Mysterio wins. I think that match is better suited for Gunther. I think we've seen enough of Imperium versus The New Day. I'm going with Gunther in the finals. There's no way that Gunther is not advancing to the finals. And I'm going Dragonov in the finals. So it's going to be crazy, man. Within 3 weeks of Dragonov getting called to the main roster, we might get an epic battle on Monday Night Raw with Dragonov versus Gunther in the finals on the Raw side for the King of the Ring tournament. I mean, I can't complain about that. I don't know why they would have Dragonov lose so early, but if it's to Gunther, who the fuck cares? And he's not losing to Jey Uso. We've seen that match, and I honestly did not like the Jey Uso-Gunther match, so I would not run that match back. I thought that was that was probably one of Gunther's worst matches, and to use that word in a same sentence with Gunther, no mas. No mas. I'm going with McIntyre or the Judgment Day to ruin Jey Uso's chances next week. I think McIntyre's probably best suited for that because it was his tournament. Adam Pearce pulled him. If Jey Uso, the replacement, wins, I think McIntyre's going to have a problem with that. So maybe we see McIntyre come out and ruin Jey Uso's chances. On the SmackDown side, I have no idea who's going to win. I don't even know who's in the tournament outside of the names that were already announced. Santos Escobar, Carmelo Hayes. I'm assuming Bobby Lashley's going to be in there. LA Knight is going to be in the tournament. It looks like we may get LA Knight in the tournament against Gunther. And I like the fact that they're going one winner from Raw, one winner from SmackDown. Both brands are getting their own King of the Ring tournament where they meet in the finals. I know a lot of people usually chime in and say, well, the WWE draft, they already break their rules. You see Raw superstars over on SmackDown. You see SmackDown superstars over on Raw. I get it. But in an instance like this, where they tried to differentiate the brands from each other. They give one brand the King of the Ring. They give the other brand the King of the Ring. This is the type of environment where I don't mind where a Raw superstar is in the ring with a SmackDown superstar because it means something. It's the King of the Ring. Both brands have the opportunity to crown a king, and to do that, both brands have to be involved. So this is an instance where I don't mind where a Raw and SmackDown superstar are in the same ring together. Same thing with the Money in the Bank. When the Money in the Bank comes around, I'd have qualifying matches, 3 on SmackDown and 3 on Raw. 3 SmackDown superstars get into the match, 3 Raw superstars get into the match, and we have representation from both brands. Another instance in which Raw and SmackDown superstars share the ring together. Only instances like this. That's what's going to keep the brand split and the draft special. Royal Rumble's another one, which is a given. Raw and SmackDown stars are going to be in the same ring at the same time. So I like it. I think that's great. The only thing I would really change, honestly, with the King of the Ring, I'm glad that it's back, but I'd love it to be its own pay-per-view. I would. Not like this bullshit that we're getting. Honestly. I would do it as its own show. It's tough to do when you got to include the fucking women. But I like a King of the Ring tournament that honestly takes precedent over everything on television. I would do one of two things. One, make it its own tournament and put it in the middle, or its own pay-per-view rather, put it in the middle of the summer and have it be the bridge between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and the winner gets a shot at the World Championship, whichever championship they choose, at SummerSlam. That's what I would do. Or if WWE really wants to change the game with it and do something that they've never done before, truly make it into a G1 tournament on both brands. Have it be a month-long tournament, round-robin tournaments with a point system, time limits. Really make it special. I wish they'd go that extra length and do that. Tony Khan did it with the Continental Classic. It proved to be some of AEW's best television all year. 4 weeks of great television. 4 weeks of television that actually mattered. Maybe I'm just a fucking mark. But I'm glad we got it. We'll see what happens on SmackDown. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this Monday night. We're going to get into the Super Chat portion of the show right now. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 805 likes. We need 1,000 minimum. Reminder, Tuesday Night Titans, tomorrow night, episode 47, the new era of Tuesday Night Titans. JD and the Solomonster as your new co-host from this point on. Thank you guys very much for all the support. The support was truly overwhelming. Overwhelming. Even Jason couldn't believe it. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. Uploaded an extra today. Go check that out. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And please, go check out my sponsor for tonight's show. You guys know the deal. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout for your free sample. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. How many times have I told you guys about Cody finishing his story? You guys don't want to finish your own story? You guys don't want to star in your own main event? You could if you had Blue Chew. Go win that world championship, fella. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it comes in chewable tablets, and it comes at a fraction of the cost. You guys can take them anytime, day or night. Be ready whenever that opportunity arises. And the process is very simple. You're going to sign up at BlueChew.com. You're going to consult with one of their online medical professionals. And once you guys are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. Best part is it's all done online. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. No awkward conversations. No talking to strangers. No awkward doctor's office visits. And the tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to you in a very discreet package. So you guys can benefit from that extra Cody confidence. Why not give Blue Chew a try? Sign up, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Good Monday, JD and OTS family. Hope all is well. Thank you, Michael. Indus Share Hall of Fame with a $2 super chat. Liv Morgan is trash. Well, tell us how you really feel, Indus Share. Vinny with a $4.99. Why is the King of the Ring Raw exclusive? Or is it not? Matches at house shows. What the fuck is going on? Becky is unbearable on the mic and Liv can't act at all. Monday Night Raw is not the only brand that's getting King of the Ring. SmackDown is getting King of the Ring. WWE bit off a little bit more that they can chew. They wanted 8 matches on tonight's show. Clearly, they ran out of time with just 6. So they opted to move a men's match and a women's match to the house shows this week, which, looking at it, kind of gives a little meaning to the house shows because you're getting something special that's going to play out on TV. So why not? Tony Brown with a $5 super chat. I enjoyed this Raw tonight, JD. Our IWC final boss. I like the way you think, Tony Brown. I got James with a $10 super chat. Loved shooting the shit with everybody in the venue tonight during Raw. We need to start getting together in Discord for these watch-alongs. Would amp it up by 100. Cheers to everyone. Thank you, brother. You know, I did open up a voice chat for all the Discord members. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. Ron Davis with a 31 months. JD from NYC is the motherfucking GOAT of the IWC. Member for 31 months and more because of all the hard work and honest reviews. My son and I will be at Raw August 5th, 2024. Have a great time, brother. Little sneak peek for you guys. The intro to the podcast, my solo podcast, where I come in on the Mustang, we're getting it all redone. Deviate's already working on it. We're going to shift over to the Dark Horse. We're going to get new Dark Horse integration. We're going to get new dynamic camera angles. We're going to get a new drop down with the window and the window coming up. We're going to get a new outro. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's not it. You guys want to see where JD lives? Where is he before he pulls the car out of the garage and he hits the highway to come to the venue? You guys want to see something like that? You're going to get it. We're expanding the OTS universe, man. Ron Davis, thank you, brother. Paul Van Tassel with a $2 super chat. Earlier today, my Uncle Jim passed away. Paul, I am very sorry to hear that, brother. My thoughts and prayers to you and the family. I'm going to need some prayer emojis for everybody in the chat, or from everybody in the chat, for my guy, Paul Van Tassel. Sorry to hear that, brother. Zero Kaiba in the chat. JD, did you ever complete the Pantheon raid? I did not. I need some fucking help. I couldn't find anybody on LFG. They're all half-witted fucking buffoons on LFG. Tribal Chief with a $2 super chat. JD, you think Tessa Blanchard will ever get a chance? Yes, I do. I think she is making a comeback. I love Tessa. Jason, thank you for the $100 super chat, brother. A Jackson with a $1.99. If this is the new era, now, my God, fire. Yeah. Monday Night Raw is going to be lit. Hollywood Eric with the 13 months. My first super chat in the venue. Cheers to you, JD, my tribal chief. Celebrating my 13-month anniversary in the venue. Can't wait for your review for Raw. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. A Jackson with a $1.99. I felt like I was watching an advanced AEW show. How many times I got to tell you guys? AEW is not the wrestling alternative anymore. Sidro with a new membership. Is that true? Is Sidro a new member again? What happened? Thank you, Sidro. Phil with a $20 super chat. Leaving Raw now. And what a show. I love the whole show was focused around the first rounds of both tournaments. All the men's matches were bangers. And they are doing the King of the Ring tournament the right way. I enjoy it. I enjoyed what they delivered tonight, Phil. I'm glad you had a good time, brother. Joseph King with 27 months. Hey, JD, who are your top 3 favorite King of the Ring winners in history? And who are your 3 worst? It's a good question, man. Brett, Owen, and Stone Cold Steve Austin are my top 3. Who are my least favorite? Probably Bad News Barrett. They didn't do anything with him, right? Who else? Brock Lesnar? Kofi Kingston? No, not Kofi. Xavier Woods. Awful. Tay-Tay with a $20 super chat. King of the Ring is already becoming one of the best King of the Ring tournaments in the modern history of WWE, and we haven't even gotten to SmackDown yet. All hail the Ring General, Gunther, King Gunther. Queen of the Ring is so far already better than the last one. Thank you, Tete. I appreciate you, brother. Yes, the Queen's Crown was awful. I mean, I could sleep my way through a better tournament. King Corbin. Yeah, how could I forget King Corbin? Man, I take Bad News Barrett back. King Corbin, absolutely. Scripps for the 32 months. I will be an OTS VIP. Year after year after year after year. Banger after banger after banger. Hollywood Eric with the $10 super chat. My tribal chief, how was the Hog Show Cinco de Mayo this past Saturday? And what happened to you trying to get Alter Bridge for TNT? Anyway, wanted to say I love your reviews. You're the man. OTS for life. King Mabel. How could I forget King Mabel? Yes, King Mabel was terrible. Yes, Mabel, Corbin, and Xavier Woods. There you go. Hope that answered your question, brother. King Joseph. Hog was good. Mike Santana and Psycho Clown had a banger match, man. I loved calling that match. It's so easy to call matches like that, man, because I'm in my element. When the matches suck, man, I just like, God, just fucking get out of here, man. You know? I need story. I need energy from the crowd. All in all, it was a good show. We're supposed to be uploading the Mike Santana Psycho Clown match. I thought it was going to be uploaded today, but clearly it wasn't. Prodigy Freebird with 33 months. JD, when do you think and how do you see Jacob Fatu and the Wyatt 6 debuting? Prodigy, I don't know, but I'm just gonna sit back and wait like everybody else and just act surprised when it really does happen. Yeah, Billy Gunn was another one, man. King Billy? Yeah, no thank you. Rob Maletta with a $10 super chat. JD, love your show and honesty. WWE showing with Punk and Drew how to keep a feud going when both are injured. Something AEW couldn't do with MJF and Adam Cole. Punk and Drew is the best feud in wrestling. Rob, I get what you're saying, and I agree to an extent, but MJF's injury and Adam Cole's injury was much more extensive than both CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So, Adam Cole's been out since September of last year, and MJF had shoulder surgery. So, it's tough. It really is tough. Furious Nation with the $10 super chat. What's up, JD? Natayla versus IYO, Sheamus versus Gunther, and Ilya versus Ricochet killed it. I think this is going to be, or Ilya is going to be a stud on Raw, and I recently met him at WWE World. Very nice, respectful, and humble individual. He's great. I think he's awesome. Also, Furious Nation with a $9.99 and a $9.99. Two more $9.99s. In NXT UK, Lyra Valkyria as Aofi Valkyria, in my opinion, I thought was cool, but had a tweener, quiet type-like character. With that being said, thoughts on Lyra going heel and changing back to Aofi Valkyria? No. Or Valkyrie? No. Also, speaking of name changes, would you change Alba Fire back to Kaylee Ray? Looking forward to TNT tomorrow with you and Solomon, so can't wait. Cheers, bro. Have a good night. No, I like the name Alba Fire better. Basic with a $4.99. Hey, JD, did you catch and watch Jade and what she said to the ring? She said, you can hate all you want. These people love me. Sure thing. I did hear that, but sure. Sure. Doesn't take away that Jade looked awful in that match. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. I like Hot Pockets, the pizza kind. If I was to choose a Hot Pocket, I like the meatball Hot Pocket. Sean Ray J with a $5 super chat. Liv Morgan hate is getting corny now. Is she perfect? No. But her promo tonight was not bad at all. Her character work has been great since coming back. Her promo was fucking atrocious, Sean Ray J. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. Put it away. and own up that your woman's promo abilities is that of a fucking freshly painted wall as you watch it dry. No charisma whatsoever. Lisa with a $5 super chat. JD, I hope Sammy retains in Saudi. Should be a great match. Looking forward to TNT tomorrow. Big fan of Solid Monster. Well, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Should be good. Phil with a $9.99. I think WWE could have spaced the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments a bit better. WWE could have done the PLE 4 or 5 weeks from now instead of cramming 2 tournaments of 16 participants in 3 weeks. Yeah. It's going to be tough for them to get this tournament off. It should be better after the first round concludes. I think everything will kind of slowly come into place. Robert Hurt with a 38 months. JD, can you recommend any women heavy metal groups I can get into, please? You're doing a great job. Robert, no. The only female singer that I actually listen to that's part of a heavy metal band is that of Arch Enemy. Most of the time, female metal bands are fucking awful. Mike43 with a $2 super chat. SmackDown bracket is released. Oh, great. Prodigy Freebird with a $4.99. JD, the SmackDown side was announced. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. And Bobby Lashley versus Tama Tonga. I could see us getting a... Imagine we get a Gunther versus Randy Orton final. Wow. Tyler Floyd with a $19.99. Thank you, Tyler. Liv Morgan is a JV version of Alexa Bliss. I mean, comparing her to Alexa Bliss is not really a good thing. She was awful, too. At least Alexa knows how to cut a promo. Mad Mike with a $4.99. When Uncle Howdy returns with his new faction, do you think The Fiend should be involved, especially with his last piece he created? No. I don't. And Clone Force with the $1.99. We see Fatu Kosh J next week. Possibly. We could possibly see it, Clone Force. I don't know where he's going to show up. But we could see it for sure. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Finish up work and then head to bed. Venue's closed. Wrap it up. Jesse, mop the floors. Thank you guys for a great stream tonight. I got to prepare tomorrow, man. The debut episode with Solid Monster. TNT, episode 47, tomorrow night, 8:30. Should be an epic banger, for sure. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for the super chat love tonight. Thank you for showing up tonight. 2,500 in the venue. Make sure you guys continue to hit that thumbs up. Try for 1,000 likes. I know we'll get there. Go check out today's extra. Uploaded some content earlier today. Go check it out. We talked about the Sean Ross Sapp meltdown on social media. Triple H calling out Fightful and PW Insider. My thoughts on Gable Steveson getting released. All that in today's video. Go check it out. And please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. Guys, tomorrow's a big night. I expect many of you, all of you in fact, to be there in the venue tonight. To be there tomorrow. Should be a great show. We're all excited about it. It's going to be great. TNT 47 with Solid Monster tomorrow night. Until then, guys, I will see you all tomorrow night for what should be a hugely epic Tuesday Night Titans. I'll see you guys tomorrow.